Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the World of Wrestling Podcast. This show fucking sucked ass. WWE Raw, March 9th, 2026 review. It's not going to be much of a review. I think I'm going to be very quick with this. There wasn't much that happened on this show. We had a gauntlet match that took up most of the first hour. I'd say actually about the whole hour almost. We had Seth Rollins show up tonight with Adam Pearce, where they wanted to talk shout, and they had a bunch of masked men as if they were fucking clones inside of a science lab. Obviously, they were Seth Rollins' trainees in wrestling school that he has and all that jazz. But to be quite frank with you guys, Raw tonight was an absolute fucking bore fest. I literally have found nothing intriguing about this product at all in this last year and a half now. I know I've said a few episodes have been fairly decent, and you guys might disagree with me on that, and that's totally understandable because, let's be frank, this company don't give a fuck about stories. I mean, like, literally, I didn't even watch SmackDown. That's why I didn't even review SmackDown. I watched House of Glory Turf Force this past Friday. That was a fairly decent show. Nothing really crazy happened on there. Charles Mason on that show. If you got True TV Plus, get that if you can. $7.99 a month. You got a ton of other wrestling promotions you can check out. They may be small little dinky promotions, but there's quite a few of them. A lot of names to look through that you find maybe that intrigues you to want to watch consistently on a month-to-month basis, because a lot of times they're not showing but month-to-month. And check them out. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them are just whatever. They got Progress Wrestling, which is a good UK wrestling promotion. They perform in front of about 800 to almost 1,000 people, which is a fairly decent amount of people when you're talking about like a low-grade wrestling promotion that doesn't put a lot of production and money value into it, and whatnot. But I mean, if you're getting like levels of like close to 1,000, like TNA numbers of like 800 to 2,000 people a pop on a regular show, that to me is worth sitting through, because then you got a crowd that reacts to it. It feels a little bit more exciting. And then the wrestlers are, depending on how well they wrestle, there you go. And then you got your production, and the visuals look a lot better than just in front of like 100 to 200 people like GCW, fucking A. Unless you're into that gore shit, I mean, I don't know if it's all that intriguing to sit there and watch that crap. These guys are making bottom of the barrel money. They're probably they're working full-time jobs. They ain't doing jack shit, nothing important with their careers as wrestlers. But to be quite frank with you, I have watched two House of Glory events back to back in a 3-week span. One was, it was like a 2-week period separation from each other. And I will say this, it was better than anything SmackDown can offer, and I saw that Cody won the title. I'm going to go over that with you guys tomorrow. I'm going to just go over my thoughts and what they should do at WrestleMania with the Cody Randy Orton match. I think you guys are going to enjoy my idea. I think it's going to be probably more compelling than anything WWE can offer you. And tonight's show proved that. Nothing happened on this show. This was a lifeless fucking show except for 2 segments that had storyline progression that would lead into a WrestleMania match, and that is it. This show fucking sucked. There was no Gunther on the show. We get Gunther beating John Cena and retiring him, but yet we can't get him one minute he's this, and then the next minute he's doing nothing. This company is inept, doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. They are fucking retarded as hell, and I am just fucking fed up with this company. And depending on what they do coming out of WrestleMania, I don't know. I review WWE not because I like WWE. It brings in more viewership. It gets more eyes on this channel, which I desperately need. I do understand I'm a very small channel. But my God, how much more can I continue to keep putting myself through? I know you guys are not fucking watching these damn WWE shows. If you are, you probably feel the same way I do. Bored, feeling like depressed, and feeling like, what have I done with my life? If you don't feel that way, start finding new hobbies, please. This is not entertainment. This is boredom at its finest, man. This is pathetic. I have so many other things I could do with my life besides sitting here and watching this shit. I spent most of my time looking at my phone than actually watching this lame-ass product tonight. This was actually one of the piss-poor performances I have seen from this company, and I know I have talked positive about the product the last couple of weeks, and a lot of people said the episode sucked, but me personally, I actually heard this crowd. This crowd was like, there was like nobody fucking there. I don't know how the fuck you have a crowd like that, big enough to probably fit about almost 20,000 people. I'd say they're average about 15, 16,000 people in an assumption what they probably would have on a good night. There's no fucking way they had a shit ton of people there. That'd be about 3,000-4,000 people maybe max. That show sounded like fucking crickets. Nobody fucking responded to the entrances. Nobody fucking cared what was going on. The show was fucking dead beyond belief outside of the Judgment Day segment with Finn Balor pretty much stating that Dominic is what Ray said he was, just a little fucking spoiled prick. And that got the Judgment Day pissed off at Finn, and they beat the tar out of him and closed him out of the Judgment Day at this point. So now we got a storyline with Dom and Finn Balor. We could put the AAA World Championship on the line at least to give some sort of value for Finn Balor, because my God, Finn Balor should have gotten the IC Championship match. But Penta winning it, okay, fine, great, wonderful. He had a match tonight that nobody fucking cared about with Chad Gable. Chad Gable was cursed by Danhausen. So everyone's getting cursed by Danhausen during an Intercontinental Championship match. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but Danhausen has the capabilities of basically, without using the pen to mark who's booked to win, he pretty much goes out there and says, you're cursed. So WWE is giving away results before the matches actually happen. This is 2 weeks in a row we've gotten results revealed. I don't know why we even had Chad Gable as the El Grande Americano challenging for a fucking IC title match. For what reason is this? What made him earn a shot at the IC title? What, because he beat a fucking El Grande Americano, number 2, Kaiser's boys? One of Kaiser's boys, Ray Grando, or whatever the fuck he's calling himself? This shit sucks. I'm sitting here, I'm fucking wasting almost 3 hours of my fucking life watching this shit on a Monday night, and then on SmackDown they got the full 3 hours in, because it's on the USA Network. God help us all. I could do better things with my life on a Friday night. Like going and seeing a movie with my wife. Going to a bowling alley down the road from me and having a good time and having a couple of beers and throwing the ball down a bowling alley with my wife. Anything but this shit. Fucking watching an underground wrestling promotion that no one's ever fucking heard of puts on a better show than this crap. This show sucks. This company is a bunch of fucking imbeciles who have no brains and are as dumb as a box of rocks. They are fucking retarded. These fans are fucking retarded. If you're going to a wrestling show spending this kind of fucking money, why are you there not having your voice heard? What the fuck are you doing there for 3 straight hours besides sitting on your fucking hands? These fans, if they went ahead, these wrestling fans mixed with wrestling fans back during the Attitude Era and even the Ruthless Aggression Era, and they went to these fucking shows and they were sitting on their hands and sitting on their fucking hands, not making a sound, and they were around the rest of the fucking fans that were going ape shit from the Attitude Era version of people, they would be like, I can't be here, I gotta go. This is too much for me to handle. No shit, Sherlock. Your fucking used guys are soft as shit like this fucking promotion is. You're paying all this fucking money and you're not having your voice heard? You're not saying this show sucks? You're not trying to take the show hostage? They are fucking stealing your money. They might as well put a gun to your fucking head and say, give me your money and come in the show to fill in fucking seats for us because we need you for that. But we're going to steal your money in the meantime. Don't worry about it. And don't forget, keep your mouth shut and enjoy the show. What the fuck is this shit? God almighty. What else happened? Chad Gable had a match. He lost because Danhausen cursed him. Stephanie McMahon, she talked about the fucking how she's gonna be a fighting champion. She's gonna use all of her wrestling experience, her blood, her sweat, her tears, and everything else, and win the big one and continue to make history as the WWE Women's World Champion. And spoke most of it in fucking Spanish. You got Andrade on AEW that's producing better content and has gotten better with his English. Now, I'm not going to shit on her completely. That's not fair. Maybe she's starting to learn to get better with her English and whatever, and she's a bit behind compared to Andrade El Idolo. And that's true because he's been in the United States wrestling for WWE and AEW for quite a while now, so I'll give her a pass on the English part. But my God, man, like, how many fucking times we gotta hear the same shit from her? She said the same stuff over and over and over and over again. Can we get something different, or just keep her the fuck off TV and get rid of the title off of her? Like, what the fuck are we doing? I hope that's the direction we're going and Liv Morgan wins. Liv Morgan, she also attacked Stephanie McMahon during, I think it was during the Gauntlet match, and Lyra Valkyria made the save or some shit. I can't remember. I was barely paying, this show is so fucking bad, I was barely paying attention, man. I'd rather watch some fucking underground wrestling shit on a Monday night on Triller TV than this crap, man. This is just fucking terrible. This really is. But yeah, Liv Morgan and her had a physical altercation during the show as well as part of the show. Not much happened with Seth Rollins. Adam Pearce was trying to have a conversation with him. Apparently they were playing, with the, like when you walk around in the cities and they got these guys try to find the ball, where it went in what cup and all that shit. That's pretty much what they did with the 60 million different masked men they had. I mean, shit, fuck, if you didn't believe that Triple H loved his masked men, you can believe it now. He had a overabundance amount of fucking masked men during this segment. This was outrageous. It was bigger than the fucking Don Callis family. This is nuts. Bigger than the NWO black and white with the red mixed in. I mean, this is ridiculous. Seth Rollins said absolutely nothing. The Vision came in and tried to attack. I don't fucking remember what really happened, nor do I give a fuck. Who cares? Had LA Knight show up, had the Usos show up, and then the Usos went backstage and they were like, before we leave, we gotta go talk to CM Punk and we gotta talk some business with him. And Jey Uso at first didn't seem interested in it. Like, he didn't seem to give a fuck, and he was like, all right, Jimmy, we'll go out there and we'll talk to him. Later on in the show, he seemed very more adamant about it than fucking Jimmy was. But Jimmy still wanted an apology from CM Punk, which I'll get into in a few moments, because I'm not sitting here reviewing this for 30 to 50 minutes. No fucking way. The Bayley won her match for the gauntlet match. She's the number one contender for AJ Lee's title, which is going to be booked for next week. So apparently Becky Lynch is going to be in there to fuck up the entire situation of that match, and we're going to get a match between Bayley and Becky Lynch. Probably Becky Lynch is going to end up winning the match on a Monday Night Raw episode the next week, and then it's going to be booked for WrestleMania. Becky Lynch and AJ Lee are going to be at it again over the IC title at WrestleMania. Whoop-de-fucky-doo! The gauntlet match was as fucking dead as dead can get when it came to the crowd reaction. Crowd reaction was nowhere to be found. I got to admit something. As of late, yeah, AEW may perform in smaller crowds, maybe like 3,000-4,000 people, while WWE's performing in front of 10,000 to 16,000 people. But I got to admit something. It sounds like WWE is performing in front of practically no one compared to AEW's crowds, who actually have louder crowds. And there's fewer people compared to WWE. That's a huge fucking problem. That tells you one thing. The fucking crowd's not interested in the product that go there and watch this shit. But one question. Why are you spending the money if you're not interested in it? It is more expensive than it ever has been before. What is the point? I get your frustration. You don't care about the product. So why are you there? This is stupidity at its finest, folks. I don't get these people. I don't know if they're wound up on a fucking, like a Jack in the Box, and they just pop out after the little wheel stops turning and the clown jumps out of the box and go, hello! Like, what the fuck? They're just following some sort of fucked up system they're supposed to follow. I don't know. I don't get these people. If I spent that kind of money, I'd be fucking blowing air out my ass and screaming to the top of my lungs. I mean, I went there multiple times, about 3 or 4 times to wrestling events, and every time I made my voice heard. I screamed, I yelled, I made up chants and hoped it caught on with the audience that was there with me. And sometimes it didn't, and that's fine and dandy. I don't care, but I at least went out and I made my voice heard to be recognized that I was actually there in some capacity. But my God, these people are fucking retarded to even show up to these shows. These writers can't write a fucking thing. They're out of touch with everything. I don't know how they can be out of touch. They know what's going on. They know damn well this show sucks, and they keep saying it's good. Apparently, to them, everything's ass backwards in the world. I don't know. Shit means good and good means shit. I have no idea. But don't worry, folks. You need to shut up and enjoy the show. Don't speak your opinions. Don't criticize the product. Oh, you're watching it. That must mean you like it. No, it doesn't mean I like it. It means I'm a hardcore wrestling fan that likes WWE, wants to stay a fan, but every fucking time I try to be, give it the old college try, like CM Punk used to say when he was on his way out of the fucking door, you guys continuously prove to your fans you don't give a shit, or you're that out of touch with reality. And I don't care which, it sucks. It really does. It fucking sucks. Obafemi, he had a match with Rusev that didn't go very long, actually. Rusev looked like he, had some offense in, but Obafemi won. So we bring Rusev back to do what? Lose? No draw. No. I was thinking maybe a draw. Maybe Brock Lesnar shows up. Well, Brock wasn't scheduled for this, so it would be the next week. No Gunther on the show at all. No Gunther. We got him retiring John Cena. He's been hot and cold, back and forth. Rinse and repeat of the same old shit. I retired John Cena. He tapped out like a bitch. And now all of a sudden, after AJ Styles lost to him, and he lost the triple threat match to qualify for the Elimination Chamber, he's nowhere to be found. Okay, great. I'm glad to know that your guy that you helped retire John Cena with is no longer a big importance to you. It's good to show that you care so much about Gunther. You're really pushing him to the fucking moon. But don't worry, you got Cody Rhodes to shove down people's throats. So there you go. Yeah, I'll get into that tomorrow. That's going to be fun to talk about because I got to be honest, I'm sick of fucking Cody. I'm sick of Cody being in the title picture. I'm sick of Cody always having to be in the WrestleMania main event. The man needs to fluctuate around, spread the wealth, give other people a moment to shine. Company has no care. When they hear crowds reacting, they gravitate to that guy like he's a gosh darn sun and revolve around it. That's what they fucking do. And then eventually the fans get tired of it and they start booing their golden boy, their number one guy. And then they go, I don't understand why they're booing him. I don't know, maybe because you're shoving them down their fucking throats. Steve Austin did other things besides stay the fucking champion and hog the title to himself all the time. He had important storylines with Vince McMahon and other characters like The Undertaker. And shit like that. He'd have the title for a little while, drop the title to somebody else, let them have the title. When he came back from the injury, they didn't fucking make it all about Stone Cold Steve Austin. They made it about The Rock, Triple H, Undertaker, other people, Kurt Angle. They made other people. They focused it on other things besides just one person. Fuck. Finn Balor, he pretty much stated, in order for you to become a success, you need to be able to do things sometimes on your own. You said you didn't want nobody to enter the match. That's exactly what I was trying to do, but you refused. So apparently, your father was right. You are just a spoiled little prick. And that turned into a fight, and that was the end of that segment. Then we went into CM Punk. CM Punk pretty much went ahead. And I made this a little too longer than what I thought it would be, but oh well. CM Punk, on the other hand, he pretty much went ahead and he was talking about how, Roman Reigns is fake and all this. The Usos come out, they demand an apology. And Punk doesn't give them really an apology. He handshakes both of them and he says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that Roman Reigns uses you guys and makes you be his errand boys. And treats you guys like second-class citizens and treats these fans like they're fucking crap. He goes ahead and he goes on saying, why do I need to be on blast and have to apologize and be on the hook for this, for what I said and all that? And not Roman Reigns for apologizing for how he's treated other people, the way he's treated his cousins, the way he's treated Cody Rhodes, saying he wasn't good enough to be a champion. and how he's treated these fans and how he's used every freaking person that came in contact with him. And those are valid points, but what should have been stated before all that? He should have said, you know, guys, you're right. To you, I am very sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect you or your family in any way, shape, or form. The shots were supposed to be meant for Roman Reigns to piss him off and make him insulted. For that, I do apologize. But at the end of the day, he should be standing here apologizing to you guys. Because at the end of the day, I shouldn't even have to be standing here talking to you guys. Where is Roman? Oh, he ain't here. I'm talking to you guys instead. And in that case, you guys are upset what I said. You took it to heart. I understand. It's your family. I apologize. He didn't give that at all. To me, I think CM Punk needs to be a heel. And he needs to retain the fucking title. Because if Roman wins this title, I don't know, man. It's one thing to have him win the Royal Rumble, which really irked me. And I still like Roman Reigns, the person and the character. But if WWE is so inept that they don't see a storyline in the making with a CM Punk heel turn and him basically done with being friends with people, he's there to win championships and earn money, to be wealthy, to be successful, not to give a fuck about what other people think about him or what he says. He's not a nice guy. He don't give a shit about people. He gives a shit about one thing and one thing only, and that's him being at the top of the fucking heap of this company. That was the whole fucking point of him being back in WWE, is to do what he said he was out to be, a main eventer at WrestleMania. Well, guess what? You got a small taste of what main eventing a WrestleMania is like last year, and you lost. This year, pal, you're in the true fucking main event of night 2, and you better fucking be winning. And that's the way I'd book him. And I wouldn't book him to win clean. I'd book him to do whatever it fucking takes to win. And if that means cheating to do it, so fucking be it. And that's the way this came across to me, that this is leaning towards a heel run. And that's what I think it should be. Fuck this voice of the voice. He doesn't speak for the voiceless people that talk shit about this product being that it's crap. He loves this product now. You want to know why? It wasn't because he hated the product so much. It was because he wasn't given the same kind of respect he's getting now. The product is just as bad, if not worse, than it was before he left. And the worst part is, he's now at the top of the heap. He's their star player outside of Cody Rhodes. So, let's be real. CM Punk loves what he does now. If he was in the same role he's in now, back then, he would have never left. He wouldn't have cared about the product being good. He doesn't give a fuck about any of this. He gives a fuck about one thing and one thing only. Himself and the amount of money he's bringing into his household. When he left WWE, he shit on the fucking fans as well as shitting on pro wrestling. To be mad at the pro wrestling business, that's one thing. To shit on the fans, and the fans being fucking retarded, and me being one of them, actually, I've come to the conclusion I really need to stop cheering for this geek. Because that's all he is. He's a fucking punk. Exactly what his fucking name is. CM Punk. Looks like he comes from the fucking hood. Comes from the streets. But he's straight edge. Well, good for him. So, he ends up getting a wallop right in the fucking mouth for speaking ill about their family member. And, he's laying there on the mat, smiling somewhat, and them just walking off pissed as hell. And he called them young boys. Called Roman Reigns, he said that the Usos were Roman Reigns' young boys. Are you fucking serious? That's what made them clank him right in the mouth. And he definitely deserved that. And he disrespected the Usos. Usos have had nothing to do with Roman majority of the time. And then all of a sudden he decides to call them young boys of Roman Reigns. So my attitude's real simple about all this. I think CM Punk got what he deserved. I loved it. And I think he's an asshole. Storyline or not, I don't give a fuck. This guy don't give a shit about pro wrestling. He don't give a fuck about nothing but himself. I mean, straight up, yeah, he had valid points of what happened in AEW with Tony Khan. Valid. He had every reason to want to get up and leave. It wasn't professional. What Jack Perry did with him was very unprofessional. There was no need for him to do that. He didn't have to act like a dick, get all up in his shit, and then expect nothing to come about it. Like, come on, man. And he even asked Tony Khan to get involved, and he never did. So I get why he left. He had every reason to be mad. I am siding with CM Punk on that. But Punk doesn't care about professional wrestling. He don't. If he did, he'd be upset about the way the product's going. He really would. Okay, great. He's at the top of the heap. He's getting everything he ever wanted. Being in this business for a second time. But the product still is shit. And there's been some people I think have criticized CM Punk as, does he really care about the product so much, or is it more about him not getting where he wants to be? And I think it has a lot more to do with him, per se, than the business itself as a whole. I don't think he gives two flying fucks about it. He's a company man through and through. As long as he's their top guy, that's it. CM Punk is just part of the Fed. He's part of the WWE Fed. He is a fucking doucheball who only cares about himself. He doesn't care about the wrestling business. None of these fucking WWE dumbasses give a shit about wrestling. They don't even give a shit about giving a good product. They care about one thing and one thing only. Keep giving us your money. That's what we want. We want your money. We don't care about you or anything else. We give you the least amount of product with the most money spent. I watched a video of people buying small bags of chips, and they used to fill it almost to the top. Now, people are going out and buying bags of chips that you can get off of a aisle stand by where you go to the cashier by the cashier, and they open up these bags and they got hardly nothing in it, maybe like 3 or 4 chips for a fucking bag of Doritos that you see by the cashier. That's all you get out of it. And guess how much you spend for it? $3.29. So you pay more for less of a product. This is no different than what you get with wrestling. With WWE, you pay more with less of a product. We take and give you very little back. Thank you for coming. We'll see you again soon. Fuck that and fuck WWE. Anyway, that's all I have to say at this time. Go ahead, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching. And have a great night, guys. Bye.